Hello, welcome back, Felix here. Today, it is actually today on Storm Clearer. We are going to be just giving some more updates. There's been some significant developments for some bigger storms coming. So we've currently got Hurricane Nigel coming tomorrow, and that's actually going to bring us even more rain now. The winds have gone down to around 45 to 55 miles per hour, so it's only 1 mile per hour. The average gust speed is going to be around 16 to 32, 32 towards the middle of the storm, so that's more of what you'd expect in a hurricane, pretty high, consistent, with pretty decent gusts. Well, not pretty high, but pretty, similar. Just to see the damage we've endured in the over summer. We've lost 1, 2, 3, 4 trees, and we had to cut down, well, technically 2, but they split off into 4, so 4 tops, and then we lost another top over spring, or was it autumn, something like that. So we've lost a lot this year. It just shows climate. Go off me. What is that? Oh, it's gone. That was a really weird bug. That's creeped me out. Just washed it off. Yeah, it looked really weird. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, we just done some trimming on that one. But I will say that this tree that's left isn't going to come down, because it's really strong. When the top came off it, I just shook it around. It shakes a lot, but the actual trunk is really strong still. So there's no need to do anything to that. That can stay there. The one behind it is very weak. Which brings me on to my next couple points. So this Hurricane Nigel will stay. It won't affect us for too long. Saturday, or actually tonight, it hits, and I just want to do some tidying up. I want to tidy up all the twigs. I want to see how much actually comes down in this storm. They are twigs, so generally we don't chuck grass over here, but just twigs just get put over there. It just lets stuff grow onto where it's stronger, so we keep that defence from everything behind. Plus, like the grass, we always put in the green waste. Hedge cuttings always go in the green waste. The leaves generally do, because they generally get sucked up at the same time that the grass is cut. All the trimmings on the side here, the trimming cuttings go over there. All the bigger branches, well, the trees we're leaving over there. That's just what I've been told to do. And the ones down the side, anything else, like from hedges to big thick ones, like any trees that come down, like when a tree came down from here onto our property, I think we just snapped it halfway, trunk fell back down, the other bit got snapped up and added to the bug hotel. Same with all the 4 conifers that fell down the side of the house and hit the house. At least one of them did. 2 of them were about to, and the other one was just so wobbly there was no point. They were all dead, so, but they always used to really badly shed. There's some, so I want to just do some tidying up. All the branches from the driveway are cleared, but I just want to tidy up all the twigs and everything, just to actually see how much does come down, because we're supposed to be starting to see side effects from the storm from 6 p.m. It's when the rain starts, when the wind starts. The worst of the storm is between 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. Although the Met Office has 2 things. Its app says we're getting 45 to 55. Its internet version is saying we're getting maximum gusts of 42, I think. It's not a big difference, but it's something I'm going to keep an eye on, because if they contradict each other, I'm not sure if they're just waiting to update the app, but they've already updated the app by dropping it 1 mile per hour. So maybe it's just because they only do the major towns, and we're like another 100, 200 feet higher than them. I think this elevation is like 250 feet, maybe 350 feet. It's in that range. 275 I'm actually going to go with. The next closest town is about 100 feet than the area on average. So maybe it's that. That is a good possibility. I do see some new growth on some of those dying trees. This one in particular, and then the one next to it, so see how that goes. I did notice that we actually did lose a few pieces of buddleia. They're just stuck in the tree. And this takes me to the next point. So Hurricane Nigel stays here for approximately 2 days in the UK. Tuesday it's showers, thundery showers. Still got the thunderstorms from Europe. And then we get another massive storm. This one isn't, I say massive, it's just what it brings. We literally on the outer band. We get like 4 hours of it. And we still get 41 to 51 mile per hour winds at the moment. It's directly over Ireland. They predicted 70 mile per hour, 80 miles per hour. It's very compact, but the rain is horrific. Now, Ireland and Wales and Scotland have already had like 300 and something, about 300 mil. They've got Hurricane Nigel coming, dropping about another 120 to 200. They've got this storm coming that might drop another 150 to 200 mil. Some areas could easily get a metre of rain in September. That's going to smash all the records by a long way. It just kind of shows whether it could be El Nino, whatever it's called. It could all be that, or some of it, but it's also climate change. The jet stream, actually, is part of El Nino. Yeah, anyway, it's big, it's compact, it easily affects the entirety of the UK, predominantly Wales, Ireland, Eastern England, Northern England, and all of Scotland. This is why I want to move up to Scotland, because Scotland seems to get all of the good storms. Here, you definitely get a lot. We've seen an increase this year, but it's just not on the same scale. They're not as bad. It's not as consistent. The rain's not that good. I quite like it when it's not like it, but I want to go do street floods. You know, when they get like 2 meters of floodwater, I'd love to go and clear all that. You know, they get so many more big storms, wind-wise, rain-wise. The side effects are worse, landslides and all that, flooding, destruction. It just interests me. And then I'd rather go up there and help clear it all, because I rather like seeing the side effects of whether it's just something that interests me. Here, we do get them. We had Eunice, the worst in the UK. So it's pros and cons. Like, I'm never moving to London, it's too warm. I couldn't cope over there. Yeah, so today I'm going to clear all these twigs. There's not really too much to do. There's no point putting this back tucked up behind there, because it always falls down. That's still moving. The whole root ball is literally moving. I can see the outline now. You can see, like, a lot of these ferns have popped back up. You can see some of them are just destroyed. That's cement. Oh, they've been redoing their wall, haven't they? All of this came down. We had quite a bit of damage from that last storm. So down here, I'm not going to touch anything. Here we start, and I'm not going to probably bother with any of that, but we'll get all the twigs cleared up, chuck them over the wall, because technically we do own about 2 meters back, I think, to the path, which then goes straight into the woods. It actually goes into the woods right there. This goes like that. So yeah, we went to the edge of this wall, guaranteed to the edge of this wall, which is where I'm just going to put them all, because this fence is just to stop dogs jumping in, and then we want to get the brambles and stinging nettles building up along there as security. Which, like I said, is why some of these trees are getting left there. As you see, some of them are really good, like, They're really strong, they've snapped, but they're just rigid the whole way along. So, yeah, and then, obviously I'm going to do the same out the front. I think this time, the wind was so bad, it just knocked down all these weeds. Well, I'm not sure if that was the storm or not. And we're just going to leave the planter. I want to move these, because these really got thrown around us, and they were pinned up here. Also, there's another point. The wind is coming in this direction, which is north. That's... It's pros and cons to that. The house protects a lot of the back garden. Shred along the hedge. It will come from behind there, and just shred through the hedge. It might go across the top of the house, and it will hit these bits that are like taller. The only good thing, I guess, is because we don't have a lot of rain, it isn't weighing as much down. The strongest of the winds come in the evening around 4 PM. But the rain's literally all morning and all tonight, so the strongest of the winds don't coincide with the heaviest of the rain, so I'm not too concerned. But the direction of travel will definitely affect all of this. So we definitely will have more damage than the last storm, because the last storm came from this direction. Everything was sheltered by the woods behind it. This time we haven't got any of that, and it's just going to be a direct hit at the moment. Out the front, again, it's pretty much just going to be a direct hit. Yeah, can't really say much else other than that. It's just going to be a pretty much direct hit. The conifer hedge will save a lot the garden. But yeah, it's interesting to say the least. It will be an interesting storm. At the moment, we're meant to be affected for around 30 hours by the storm. But it's a very slow moving storm. It will leave us at the end of Monday, so actually it really affects the UK for about 3 days. It might stay till Tuesday morning. It hovers over Scotland until the next low pressure system moves and then pushes it out of the way for Tuesday evening, going into Wednesday. We got some really strong winds around lunchtime on Wednesday, obviously to be confirmed, because obviously Wednesday is 4 days away. The strongest of the winds are about 4 days away. We saw how much the last storm changed in like 6-7 hours. It changed from 66 to 51. That's a big change because the jet stream moved overnight. It literally took a couple of hours for that to happen. So that could happen, you know. It could drop off a cliff and be like 36 mile an hour gusts maximum. Hopefully it won't be, because I don't like that. That'd be awful. It would literally be a normal storm. Or I prefer it just to come on top of us, because 80 mile an hour winds, you know, school would have to shut. So I would really like that. So yeah, I'm just going to pick up these sticks. I don't think there's too many. Yeah, I'm really happy how this has turned out. There's a bramble seeds planted. All of this used to just be open the whole way along. Look how much it's filled in. Make sure I'm not standing anything. It's literally just really thick. It does stop just behind there, but that goes back for meters. I'm very happy about how that turned out. Whoa. Not so much there, but that's kind of thickened up a little bit. The whole way along here was always fine. Here was really thickened up a lot as well, especially this section. Not too much here, but it doesn't get as much sunlight. And this whole area, you can see how much stuff was knocked down from the last storm. I'm surprised this stuff at the front survived. Everything else behind it pretty much is dead. So that's interesting. I'm going to cut this here. I tied up the twigs. I'll put it to make a short on it. And I'll hopefully see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe and comment. I don't know, whatever you want to comment. Post notifications on, and I'll hopefully see you next time. Goodbye.